Hey guys, Ben Hart here from Natural Music, and today we are going to do a lesson on how to start adding some soul in its basic form to your gospel songs. Let's get started. Okay, so let's get started in the basic form of these chordal things that we can do to add some more soul to our playing. So one of the very first things that I would say just to get you playing more soulful would be to add a passing chord of a minor, and we're going to work from there. Now this is not an everything soul that you can learn video, but this gets you started in the right field. Let's use a 3-4 time song. So this would be like What a Day That Would Be. I think we do that in those songs as we teach through songs at naturalmusicstore.com. I Can't Even Walk, kind of that feel. So the basic rhythm is let's do it in G. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1. So it's that feel right there. Okay, so instead of just going 1, 2, and 3, and then the ands, I kind of hit this alternate bass note. And I'm not going to show you a whole lot of that because this is kind of for people that already know how to chord and do that. So we're going to go on the ands when we feel like it. And when our own personal taste wants to, we're going to add the minor. And I'm not going to get into theory or anything. I'm just going to get you playing this. We're going to add the minor that is a full step above the chord we are playing. So in this case, we're in G. So here's an A minor. Okay, you see that? A, C, and E. And we're going to do it on the ands of the measure. So 1, 2, 3, and. But we got to hurry up and hit it, and we're going to hit it a little louder than everything else, and we're going to be back to G. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1. So it'd be like, I thought number 1 would surely be me. Okay, now I did it every time there. You don't need to do it every time. It's just a taste. You could be just laying back on it. And you could do that in left hand, then you could go. And also we can play it up here. Here's a G and here's an A minor. So different voicings. So we could be right here, and for effect we could go. And then we could go. See how that is? So there's an A minor and a G. So we could be on this G, and then we could go down to this A minor to this G. So there's just the regular way. Then and it sounds like we should go to another chord, so I added the flat 7 in there. And we'll get to that. Adding flat 7s definitely adds soul. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So there's one thing that's kind of maybe a building block for this. Now let's add just a little thing. And you don't have to be like this, but in this case, when the third of the chord, which is B, see, 1, 3, and 5, is in our middle finger there. Let's slide from the flat third, which is B flat, up to the B. So like 1, 2, 3, and then when we come back to it, slide to it. Just gives it a little bit more. 1, 2, 3. All right, now up here you could, that sounds just fine. It's just a little bit more difficult to try to do that with your pinky or with this. It doesn't sound bad. It's just a matter if your hand's comfortable doing it or not. So in the middle, I find myself doing it. So now, and we could do it just on the last one. That sounds good. So if you're working your way down and we're going that A minor, G, A minor, G, A minor, then the last one slide, that sounds good. So if we were doing a little walk, okay, so we could, at the very end, go dun, 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 and do it twice. So this is kind of the beginning of creating passing chords, going from the 2 above minor, I guess, I'm trying not to make this too much about why all this works and just get you playing it, and we'll do that in another song or lesson. So that 2 minor, look at these, how we're just kind of playing some passing chords. They're just passing all over G. This is just where we play a G. And adding some, just some, I guess almost staccato type notes, just punching them, just at will. And I want you to do this to taste. I'm not going to completely, lots of times I go note by note and tell you everything. I want you to kind of use these as building blocks, as tools for those of you that kind of understand what I'm talking about. If you don't understand, then maybe you should be at a different lesson, or maybe you should just watch this one a lot and figure it out. I definitely, at the beginning, there was a lot of lessons on video that I was watching, and I was learning licks and stuff maybe before the time I should have, but I don't necessarily think that was a bad thing, because I was excited about playing and it got me playing, and I did learn some things that I didn't understand, and later on, I still used them. So it's maybe not a real bad thing, but I don't want you to completely become a robot of what I'm doing. Now, let's do this. So now at the beginning, let's add the flat 7 to chords. This can really add a lot of soul to things. So the flat 7 is, if you were doing your scale in G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's major 7. Flat 7 is going to be flat in that. So lots of times before you're going to a C in the key of G, you're going to add the F in there, some way, shape, or form. So it'd be like, the number would surely be. Hear how that is? You can hear that coming, and then it pulls to that C chord. All right, so you can add the flat 7 in there, and it gives it more of a bluesier sound. In fact, even sometimes in the beginning, if you add it in there, and I'm sliding this and adding that, if you want it to be real bluesy. And then I'm using those 2 minors kind of as passing chords. So at the beginning, it can sound, if you really hit it hard, you can use this as licks. I don't know why I said licks. Okay, so there's a way, if you're going, you hit the first one 7, then walk it on down those 2 minors and 1s, and then end up on that G7, like if you were going to C. Let me see if I can work that in. There's coming a day when no heartache shall come. I'm going to 5 there, so that didn't technically work. Let's do a walk to C. We'll go. Okay, so there's a thing we can do, is the actual walk to what a day. And let's add a flat 7 to our minor chord also. So we're going G. When we're going to C, we're going to G, A minor 7. So look at that A minor. We're going to add the flat 7 to it. We're holding the A down here, so bum, bum. And then we're going to do a B with a G7 down there. So we could go. All right, so we go G7. I'm trying to move my fingers out of the way so you can see my notes. I'm not going to go over each thing. The A minor 7, and then back down to the G7, but this comes to B, so we're walking. So it could be like, what a day, a glorious day that will be. What a day. And you see what I did right there? I went, that will be, I did that. I hit that 1, 2, 3, and then I started to walk. And it just gives it a little bit more soul than just, or however you're playing. Or if you went, and there's nothing wrong with playing it clean like that. But for those of you that want to add just a little bit more grit, and you can do it up here, that will be. Okay, and adding that chop, percussive, the ands down here, dun, 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 is another thing you can do. Maybe I went over that in kind of a percussive video on the random video lessons on the site. So, you can you can see that kind of percussive playing. I think I'm going to do some more of that actually, so be watching out for that. So add the 2 minors in there. Now, you can also do this over, if you're in G, you can do it in C. So like, know the same thing. C, there's a D minor, here's a C7 with the, and you slide to the 3 of it, so you'd be sliding from E flat to E. So you can go down or up. Okay, like that. So D minor. So D minor would be the one in C. So in its simplest form, it'd be like C, D minor, slide to there. So, all right. So let me see. What a day that will be, or day that will be when my G. That was a little sloppy, but you get the idea. Play around with, be able to just, in the key that you want to do this, in the right hand first, be able to just play that as a passing chord, just, and then when you get that down, then you can add character to it, and then maybe add the flat 7. You know, so there was an option. I went flat 7, 2 minor, G, there's the A minor again, G, A minor, G, and then I 7th it, went to C. So it's like, okay. So some of this is a little bit sloppy, and I understand, but I'm kind of going off the cuff here a little bit, but I didn't want it to be anything definite. I wanted you to just kind of get the grasp the concept of that. And, you know, and you hear other people do the, and we definitely do that, the walk. It's kind of similar. We're doing that when we're headed to a D. We're doing this G7, A minor with a C down here, and then we're going to G with the D over it. Same kind of thing. See, but we're still, even though we're looking at those as specific chords, if you remember on a lot of our lessons, I do this. We do that fast, we do it slow, we do it in 3/4 timing. I mean, I don't care what you're playing. You can add soul by doing that, going to the D. You could. And look, now I'm doing a percussive, but notice the whole time, I'm just doing the ands down here, but I'm just going in between these G and 2 minors. Okay, so play within those 2 minors of the chord, especially on the 1 and 4 chord of the key you're in. So in G, it would be G and C. If we're in A flat, you know, you may have a hard time because you can't slide that third. You can bend it, but even at that, you can add the 2 minor, which would be B flat minor, like this. And then when you could do the, yeah, and I'll not get into a whole nother key. You can take time and transpose that up a half step or wherever you're headed to on that. Maybe I'll do some other key versions of these. You know, but that's just kind of the beginning ways of adding soul to definitely a 3/4 time song. That was a 4/4 time song, so you know it works in that too. And you know, there's plenty of other ways to add soul. There's the blues lick, the blues scale, just adding the flat 7s. Left hand. There's all different types of things that we'll be going over in the future, but this is just kind of an introduction to adding some soul. And really, a lot of this is dynamic. I can't speak enough for playing soft and then having something punch out. So you kind of get the idea of that. I'm just playing around with those 2 minors, adding the 7ths in there and adding some punch, and I'm kind of more percussive. I'm cutting some things. So play around with those things, and that should start you on a path to start adding definitely just some of the type of soul that you probably heard or what you think about. This is kind of the beginning of just the surface of adding a little soul, and we'll get into some of the blues licks and stuff, which we've done a lot of this all in the full song lessons. A lot of this stuff is stuff that you've seen and maybe you didn't realize it was a concept, and so I just wanted to put this out there and just give you just kind of a random lesson here on how to use that 2 minor and the flat 7, start adding some soul to your music. All right, that is it for this lesson. We will see you at the next one. Hello everyone, Ben from Natural Music. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you would like more of these free lessons, there's a couple different ways you can do it. One, you can subscribe on our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so that way you'll be notified every time we put up another free lesson. Also, you can sign up for our free email list, and we will send these straight to your inbox, and you'll have access instantly after you sign up to our free lessons page. And I think there's over 100 lessons on there as of today. And so enjoy that. Don't need your credit card number, nothing, just sign up completely for free. And for those of you that want to take it a little bit more serious, you can head over to naturalmusicstore.com and have access to everything that we have. There's all different types of courses for different skill levels that will teach you how to play gospel music, Southern gospel music, for your church or for your group, or if you're just wanting to better your playing and do it for your own enjoyment. There's lessons there from other artists. Some of my favorite artists have put out a few different lessons with this, and I think more of that is going to be coming, so we're excited about that. But if you would like to become a paid member, there are hundreds and hundreds of free lessons, all the way from solos, a lot of accompaniment. There's random lessons on there where we just talk about licks and tricks and rhythmic things and just all kinds of stuff in this style. So if you enjoy the Southern Gospel style of playing and you want to further your playing to the next level, go over there and become a subscriber to the website. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you at your next lesson.